few empty seats still available. I would like to welcome you to the second annual Veterans Light Up the Arts. My name is Saul Newton. I'm the Executive Director of the Wisconsin Veterans Chamber of Commerce.
I'm Nancy Smith-Watson. I'm the Project Director of Feast of Crispian.
And I'm Number Nelson, the Community Engagement Associate at Milwaukee Repertory Theater. We're thrilled to have you all here for the second year of Vets Light Up the Arts. When we launched this event at the War Memorial Center last year, we weren't exactly sure what to expect, but we're absolutely overwhelmed by the amount of amazing veteran artists in our community. This year, we're so excited to be here at 88.9, which is a pillar partner of Milwaukee Repertory Theater.
This event would not have been possible without the support of our sponsors and partners. We would like to first thank our presenting sponsor, the Al Hurvis Education Foundation, Al Hurvis Adam Education Foundation, for making this evening possible. Please give them a round of applause. We would also like to thank our media sponsor, the Shepherd Express, and Blick Art Materials for providing art supplies for the gallery. Finally, we'd like to recognize Entercom Communications and the Harley-Davidson Museum for their promotional support. 100% of the proceeds from tonight's ticket sales, monetary donations, and silent auction items will support the Wisconsin Veterans Chamber of Commerce as well as Feast of Crispian, so that we can continue to support local veterans and improve the well-being of our communities for those who have served our country. The Milwaukee Homeless Veterans Initiative also has a barrel at the entrance by the registration table for non-perishable food donations if you have brought them.
So we're really excited about tonight's offering of both performance art and for our visual artists and our writers out here as well. And you really have a wide range of artists tonight, from dance to poetry to music and Shakespeare, of course. Also, wanted to say that, hang on a second. I don't want to leave anything out. One of the things about the fact that we have this wide range of art that's so powerful to me is the fact that the arts are so important to our veteran community. For you tonight, it's an entertainment, and you may think of art for a lot of people as kind of a hobby, but for a lot of our veterans, it's actually a lifeline. And I really want to emphasize that and thank you for supporting these kinds of organizations and these kinds of events that allow the veterans to really show off this amazing talent that they have as well. So enjoy the performances and make sure that you walk through and take a look at the artwork. A lot of the artwork that's out there is for sale, and you can buy that directly from the artists. If you don't see the artist around, you don't know who it is, then talk to Nabra and she'll help you track them down and get the art piece that you want and walk away with something really amazing tonight. Also, even though there isn't much of it left, I wanted to thank the Merriment Social for the catering tonight, which was really awesome for those of us who got in on time. And that's it. So without further ado,
With a little bit further ado. Make sure to also check out your program to learn more about the artists and about our organizations and how you can continue to support veteran serving organizations represented here. Also make sure to meet each other and learn about the amazing work that's being done by so many people in this room. Thank you all so much for coming, and truly without further ado, enjoy the show.
How are y'all doing tonight? For our Army veterans, what are you supposed to say? For the Marines out there, what are you supposed to say? Navy? And Air Force is probably out there getting drinks right now, right? Kidding. My name is Tariq Moody. I am a DJ and digital director here of 88.9 Radio Milwaukee. I'm also a veteran of the Army Reserves, 14 years. I served as a postal service officer, thank you, in Chicago. I got out in 2010 as a captain. You know, captains, officers, they don't really work anyway. First up, I want to introduce a musician, very talented musician named Jesse Fairwood. Army veteran served from 2002 to 2005, 1 year in Iraq. He's very active within the veterans community, also in the local Milwaukee area. Along with being an artist and musician, he often writes songs about his time in the military. Please welcome to the stage Jesse Fearward.
All right, good evening. This first song is called Soldier Coming Home. Sunshine on a small town parade, celebrating me coming home today. Told a couple stories for the evening news, shook a few hands, got a few thank yous. Got to hold my baby girl for the very first time. She got her eyes like her mama's and her nose like mine. Feels good to be standing on the southern ground, till the desert finds its way back around. So I fake a smile, put on a front. Can't forget these things I've done. My life has changed for Uncle Sam. This war goes on for who I am. The hell I seen just shakes me now, like the business end of that 50 cal. In a room full of people, I feel alone, just playing the part of a soldier coming home. I'm not the man I used to be, but this guy in the mirror still looks like me. It's hard to act like things ain't changed, but I'm a leading role in a make-believe game. So I fake a smile, put on a front. Can't forget these things I've done. My life has changed for Uncle Sam. This war goes on for who I am. The hell I seen just shakes me now. The business end of that 50 cal. In a room full of people, I feel alone, just playing the part of a soldier coming home. Like the business end of that 50 cal. In a room full of people, I feel alone, just playing the part of a soldier coming home. Still playing the part of a soldier coming home. Sun shining on a small town parade, celebrating me coming home today. So you all might be wondering who this very talented and beautiful woman is sitting next to me. Her name is Katie Lyden. She is my girlfriend and very, very talented, so I'm very thankful to have her with me. Alright, so both these songs I'm playing tonight I get to write in Nashville with some very talented people as well. This next one is called Rescue Me. I've been these streets, no one really sees me for who I really am. It's like I'm wearing camo and walking in the shadows and falling through the cracks. Wish I could go back, 'cause I can't even find myself. So how could anyone else? I'm supposed to be home, supposed to be free. What I really need is someone to rescue me. I've been searching high and low, but I come to the end of the road, and now I don't know where I stand. Who I was ain't who I am, 'cause I can't even find myself. So how could anyone else? I'm supposed to be home, supposed to be free. What I really need is someone to rescue me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Myself, so how could anyone else? I'm supposed to be home, supposed to be free, 'cause I can't even find myself. So how could anyone else? I'm supposed to be home, supposed to be free. What I really need, I'm supposed to be home, supposed to be free. What I really need is someone to rescue me. Someone to rescue me. Someone to rescue me. Thank you. Thanks again.
I want another round of applause for Jesse. I think I forgot one branch I didn't say before. Coast Guard in here? There you go. All right. Up next is a comedian by the name of Hector Parada. He's a Navy veteran, served for 13 years in Iraq and Afghanistan, E7 rank. He is a graduate of the Second City stand-up program and a performer in the Milwaukee area with experience in Chicago, Washington, D.C., and Tampa. Recently, he was runner-up in the Milwaukee stand-up competition. Please welcome to the stage Hector Parada.
Thank you guys. Oh my God. Wow. I'm with the only Navy vet on stage tonight, I think, and the only comedian, so I can guarantee you, I will be the best comedian. That's all I can guarantee tonight. I can't guarantee a laugh, but that's all I can guarantee. I don't talk too much about my war experience on stage. That's not like something I really talk about. I'm kind of glad, though, I came home with 10 fingers and 10 toes. I mean, I left with 12, but take what you can get. Take what you can get. I do have some war stories I do talk about. One time I was welding in Iraq. A bomb landed right by me. And my haste to get away, a piece of molten metal landed on my... Yeah. It's okay, though, because now I have roasted nuts. It's a full flavor. My wife is back there shaking her head. A little about me. I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, it's a great town. When I die, I want to be, like, strewn about my old hometown. But not, like, cremated or anything. See some guy working. Hey, Hector will give you a hand. Not a very smart man. I got 1 A when I was in school. It was for cheerleading. Yeah, I said, give me an A. And they did. My, so dumb. My best friend growing up was a guy by the name of Luke, a kid by the name of Luke. He had trouble walking. What he did was staggering. Both of us were very, very dumb. We used to like to dig as a hobby. We're diggers. Not with our hands, we use shovels. It's a groundbreaking device. One time we dug so much we got stuck in a hole. We thought, oh, we're going to get to China or something like that. Of course, we didn't get there. We just got stuck in a hole for a couple hours. But it got our minds off of our problem at the time, which was our classmates who were having fun at senior prom. If you love someone, let them go. If they come back to you, it was meant to be. We've all heard that. It's good advice. Not something you need to hear on your honeymoon. Specifically, not something you need to hear on your honeymoon before you go tandem skydiving. I miss my first wife. Had a nightmare the other night that the Venus de Milo was chasing me. I don't know why I was so scared. She's armless. Went on a lot of bad first dates before I got married. Went to a printing press one time, like historical printing press. And at the end of the tour, they give you like this little sheet, whatever, they fire up the printing press, and they come up at the end of the day, fax what happened, stuff like that, little keepsake. Except that didn't happen, because when they fired it up, this guy fell in the printing press and he died. And that's when I found out that words can hurt you. On that second date, we went skiing. And I could tell from the beginning that date was just going downhill. Now, she was 4'11", and all my friends were like, come on, Hector, 4'11"? Isn't height important to you? Isn't height important to you? Well, of course height's important to me. Because otherwise, she's just length times width. And I will not be with someone who's so two-dimensional. She gave me a tie, and that's when I knew it was no longer casual. When you first start dating someone, you first start seeing someone, you gotta look out for those warning signs. The warning signs. This woman came to a date draped in a Chinese flag. She was wearing it like a cape. And I thought, huh, that's a giant red flag. Another time was a Swiss flag. That was more of a big plus. My wife is significantly taller than me. She's tall. You know, we've been married, you do that thing, you know, I don't know, home remodeling and stuff. And the other day we're hanging up a ceiling fan. And she's like, you need to put it up taller. I'm like, nah, up higher, whatever. And I'm like, nah, whatever. It's like, no, you need to put it up higher. I'm like, nah. And then it hit me. And then she did. A couple times. And afterwards she's like, wow, you can really take a hit. I'm like, huh, that's a backhand compliment. You know, veterans, we have to deal with a lot of stereotypes. I'll leave it on this one. We have to deal with a lot of stereotypes. Angry veteran, we have to think a certain way politically, stuff like that. I've been dealing with stereotypes my whole life. My name is Hector Iván Figardo Prado. No, so Latin stereotypes. And I do have a Latin stereotype that is kind of true, a fiery Latin passion. My doctor calls it gonorrhea. Just joking, I don't have gonorrhea. I give it. Alright, don't think less of me for that joke. That's my parents' job. And they're immigrants, so you don't take their job. They take yours. Alright, thank you guys so much. Thank you, bartenders.
Can't get gonorrhea by handshakes, right? Give it up for Hector Parado once again. Next up is Satoria Outlaw. She is dance drama. Current Army Reserves Captain, Hua, serving as Commander of Central Equipment, Medical Readiness, BDE, 24 years of service. She's the Director of Employment at the Center for Veterans Issues. She has studied dance for 20 years, was a dance leader while deployed for OEF, and is currently a dance teacher. She enjoys using the arts as talking pieces while dealing with difficult subjects. Please welcome to the stage, Satoria Outlaw.
Just fight a little longer, my friend. It's all worth it in the end. But when you got nobody
to his prayers. And every breath is like a battle. I feel like I ain't come prepared. And death's knocking on the front door. Pain's creeping through the back. Fear's crawling through the windows. Waiting for them to attack. They say don't get better, get better. I'm working on switching them letters. But tell God I'ma need a whole lot of hope keeping it together. I'm smiling in everyone's face. I'm crying whenever they need a rope. They don't know the battle I face. They don't understand what I'm going through. The world trying to play with my soul. I'm just trying to find where to go. I'm trying to remember the way. I'm trying to get back to my home. But I can't do this on my own. That's why I'm just trusting in you. Cause I don't know where else to go. And I don't know what else to do.
Just fight a little longer, my friend. It's all worth it in the end. But when you got nobody to turn to, just hold on and I'll find you. Just fight a little longer, my friend. It's all worth it in the end. But when you got nobody to turn to, just hold on and I'll find you. I'll find you. I'll find you. Just hold on and I'll find you. I'll find you. I'll find you. Just hold on and I'll find you.
They say fear haunts and pain hates. I say pain strengthens and fear drives faith. And I don't know all of the outcomes. Don't know what happens tomorrow. But when that ocean of doubt comes, don't let me drown my sorrow. And don't let me stay at the bottom. I feel like this hole is too deep to climb. I've been looking for a way out, but I settle for a peace of mind. Picking up the pieces of my life and hoping that I put together something right. Tell me all I got is all I need. Tell me you gon' help me stay and fight. The road trying to break my soul. I'm just trying to find where to go. I'm trying to remember the way. I'm trying to get back to my home. But I can't do this on my own. That's why I'm just trusting in you. Cause I don't know what else to do. And I don't know what else to do.
Don't let the fear make you feel like you can't find this on your own. You know I'll be there for you no matter where you go. You'll never be alone. No, just fight a little longer, my friend. It's all worth it in the end. But when you got nobody to turn to, just hold on and I'll find you. Just fight a little longer, my friend. It's all worth it in the end. But when you got nobody to turn to, just hold on and I'll find you. I'll find you. I'll find you. Just hold on and I'll find you. I'll find you. I'll find you. Just hold on and I'll find you.
Another round of applause for Sidonia Alcala. That was really beautiful. Next up is a good friend of mine. I think he's still a good friend of mine, right? Yeah, okay. Richard Penny, who's a musician, Army veteran, entertainment specialist. He's a longtime singer, songwriter, guitarist with original songs widely performed by others. Please welcome to the stage, Richard Penny.
Song for spring. When I took me by the coat, pulled me down the street, pulled me in the doorway, slush around my feet. Just found out my lifelong love was just a trial. Making possibility. Every April, May, and June. along with my own kind when the season came again. Thought we were that silhouette pressed against the moon. If the earth bound envious every April, May, and June. April, May, and June. I'm waiting for the right moon to ride, and a particular star to fall. Distracted by the zodiac in the sky, from the writing on the wall, painted along Mercury, Saturn and Neptune. Why I'm so far away from home every April, May, and June. April, May, and June. Be careful on the long high wire, it breaks at either end. At the place you started from, or the place you never been. You have fear of falling, you'll never be in tune with the risky ventures of every April, May, and June. April, May, and June. So I'm a freelancer. I do web design. I do the web design for the Milwaukee Homeless Veterans Initiative and VetsNet, which I know that some of you heard of and maybe needed some of their services. So I come here a lot, you know, as a freelancer to coffee shops. So I feel like I'm actually at the office. Back there by the windows where I usually sit and have meetings with my computer. So, dang. I'm going to do a song. Any Arkansas people here or have people in Arkansas? Okay. Any draftees? Oh, that's great. Finally, I'm with my own demographic. My mother's people were from Arkansas. And it took me years to write a song about Arkansas, but we spent a lot of time there when I was a kid. This is called Palette of Arkansas. White line fever, nothing to fever. Old dead payphone, England receiver. Halfway into, and I can't continue. Nothing homemade on this faded menu.
still pain in the palette of Arkansas. I'm that red blur, next time look faster, catch a glimpse of an old-time master. Eastbound shadows, high Sierra meadows, all downhill toward Arizona Pueblo. And I can't measure a mile in this desert. I'm always drawn straight, straight and narrow, flight of an arrow. I depart this day. And I still think, and I still paint, and I still dream in the palette of Arkansas. Ozark Freeway, tram steamer seaway, pilgrims crowd on, they think it's the way. Night air carries the voice of the prairie to the valley end. That's where you find me, bad days behind me, nothing to defend. I still think, and I still dream, and I still think in the palette of Arkansas. In the palette of Arkansas. Thank you. Thank you, Council. Thank you.
Once again, give it up for Richard Penny. One of the things I miss about the Army is, like, I used to be in shape and had a six-pack. Now my friends and family basically say my belly's a keg. So try a little humor here. Next up is James Hackbarth, a poet, Vietnam veteran, 68-69 1st Cavalry Division door gunner on the UH-1H troop transport, Tangine Iron Triangle. Please welcome to the stage, James Hackbarth.
Say welcome home to all you servicemen and ladies here that have been in the military, and also for the people that came tonight. I appreciate that. Supporting the veterans. I write these poems not just for Vietnam vets, I write for all veterans. Everybody has served our country. First one is called Justify. War is fucking hell. What a stupid question. I once was asked, how do you feel about war and killing people? How do you answer such a question? You don't. Do I need to justify my time in service? Do I need to justify how I reacted to every situation? When I killed someone, I'm judge, not you. It's my pain that is real. When I kill somebody, it is me who is the witness to the carnage and to the aftermath of my actions. War is fucking hell, tenfold. Who are you to judge me? Brothers and sisters, I don't need to justify myself to you or anyone else. All I need is to look in the mirror to see my judge. Do you see me? Did you see what I did? Did you have the same time to think how to react? So you say, were you right or wrong when you shot him dead? War is my fucking hell. War is every soldier's hell. So you ask me to speak of these things, these unspeakable things, these deeds of horror. But you want them deeds to be of honor. But how you want to see our war all clean and spiritual. Lord, forgive them, for they do not know what they ask of me to do in your name. Please do not judge me. Please forgive me for what I did in your name, God. Duty, honor, country. This next one, I had a friend write something down one time, and he said 1,000 cuts. 1,000 cuts, and I said, you know, that's really a good title for a poem. So I made a poem out of it. But it all comes from here. I don't bullshit people. 1,000 cuts of healing. I have these small cuts all over my body. Self-inflicted cuts. Ones that you cannot see. They are wounds to my heart and my soul. They bleed slowly like the wounds in my mind to let the pain out a little at a time. I keep them small so others don't see them at all. I cover them with my smile so others don't see the pain of my life. The wounds I try to hide and the cuts buried deep inside. I write poetry to try to close and heal these cuts. These wounds heal slowly because there are many. Each poem, another cut heals, another memory wound to my soul. It's a slow healing process, but the journey continues. One poem, and then another to make the pain go away. One cut heals. When I think I put another demon to sleep, I awake refreshed only to find another cut has appeared. I have a questioning frown upon my forehead. I am perplexed as to this new cut and why the pain is so intense. Was this an old memory? Buried so deep, the pain so real? That cut should appear and bleed so profusely? Some cuts are old like me. They've been around a long time. So long ago I thought I'd left them all behind in another time. Maybe when I remember about those difficult times, those trying times, and those dying times, these old dark days and nights of sleepless times, and those nights of crying times. One cut, one poem, one memory at a time. Healing is a slow process, and I write so much my fingers bleed. 1,000 cuts of healing to find my way home. How many poems, how many cuts to go? Can I find poems within me to finish the healing process? This I do not know. I have one more, if that's okay. I have a friend in the audience, very rowdy. She loves this poem, so it's one of the reasons I brought it. It's called Peace Shoes. I wore them when I marched for peace, comfortable shoes, because marching for peace takes a long time. I wore my boots when I went to fight for peace. They were sturdy and rugged like the war itself demanded. They were sturdy and rugged like the new war itself. They called them combat boots. I called them my friends and companions. They kept me safe for many months, searching and fighting for peace. I wore my peace boots home, even though I left searching for peace to others. I found no such peace at home. Not united we stand, but divided we could fall. Two sides, My shoes had no middle ground. Boots of a warrior came home where my heart should be. Only problem was they wanted to show me off to my friends and family. I just wanted to hide my combat side. Putting on my running shoes to find my own peace, I looked in many places, in many faces. My running took me far, far away. Away from the peacemakers and the warrior patriots. My running shoes were getting worn out as my faith in peace. It's not a question of how many different shoes you wear or the places where you've been over there. The question is when the war is over, is there peace or is there peace when the warrior dies? Now again, I put on my comfortable walking shoes of peace. I wish no one ill, for I am battle weary, looking for my peace shoes. My running shoes have holes in them like the half troops we are told as to why we fight these ugly wars of peace. Nowadays I join my brothers marching in parades wearing combat boots of days gone by. I march because I fought for our country. I fought for my brothers. I fought for my family so they would not have no peace and so war does not come to our shores. Combat boots for peace, how ironic. Sometimes I just sit in my old comfortable pair of slippers. I call them my peace and serenity pair. They give me comfort when I look for the peace and place in me that craves the quietness and joy of silence. Familiar to my weary feet, looking for a elusive peace, The protesters march for peace. The warriors yearn for peace. The patriots demand we fight for peace. The politicians talk of peace. The generals know that there's no such thing as a real peace and prepare. So again, I am weary, and the question lingers. Is there peace when the war ends or when the warrior dies and is no longer remembered? Thank you.
Thank you so much, James Hagbard. That was beautiful. So next we have a short film that's about 2 minutes long, and it does contain some potentially triggering material. So during my remarks, which I'll be telling you some remarks from the filmmaker, we invite anyone who'd like to step out can step out for about 5 minutes for this film if you choose to do so. So this short film is by Joshua Ewald. He couldn't be here tonight due to his uncle's passing, who is also a veteran. He wanted to pass along these remarks, which are excerpts from a longer essay that he wrote about PTSD. And these are his remarks. I suffer from PTSD, as do so many of my brothers and sisters in the military, and I wanted to share some of what I experience and others do in our everyday lives. It was really hard to figure out how to express the pain that goes through our minds to classmates that have never gone through our experiences, and I think the only way to change the stigma that is given to civilians is to teach them what is for real. Not what TV or movies portray that don't have the ideas that we go through. Due to the news and the way that PTSD is portrayed to those who do not have the disease and a mistaken idea of veterans, most people believe what they see on the news or in the movies is true about this disease. To understand this disease, you must be open to feel how another individual feels and how they must deal with this issue. You must understand that it is a disease that changes an individual, does not give you a heads up, and is not a visual disease. No person knows that they have it until it makes its ugly appearance on the individual. The issues that the news and media portray someone with PTSD is not just an individual issue, but also affects veterans past and future. Here's an excerpt from a paper written by David Pollard from the Chicago Tribune on October 13, 2014. Joshua Ewald, 33, was sleeping in his apartment on the 3rd floor when he heard the noise from the collision of the drunk driver and immediately hit the floor. As a war veteran, he did it on instinct. Quote, "It sounded like a bomb going off," he said, and then he went from apartment to apartment, waking people up and telling them to get out. This example comes from a night I was laying on the couch. A drunk driver slammed into my apartment building. The building shook and a booming sound made my PTSD kick in, and I automatically thought I was back in Afghanistan. I dropped to the floor and covered my head. My wife walked into the room and made me realize that I was at home. That's when my fight or flight response took over. I reacted by running down the stairs and opening the door, noticing a car had slammed into the building. I then decided I had to help everyone out of the building. I never even noticed that I had glass embedded in my foot or that it was extremely cold out until the fireman asked who was bleeding. Most people that I worked with said that they would never have done what I had done and that I was a real hero. I just told them that it was what I had to do. I may not ever be the person I was before I went to war, but I believe that if I have my rope tied to my rock, which means my wife by my side, I can conquer anything.
Once again, give it up for Joshua Ewald and his family. Next up is Lisa M. Stachowiak. I said that right? Stachowiak. All right. It's your fault. U.S. Army veteran and recipient of the Army Achievement Medal. She has a college degree in English with a creative writing emphasis and a dance minor certificate. She believes in doing the right thing, for it is the right thing to do. She has a positive attitude, believes in God, and is cancer-free. Please welcome to the stage Lisa M. Stachowiak, poet, writer, singer.
Hello. Okay, hold on a second. I just wanted him to come up here so I could check him out, that's all. There, that's good. All right, this song I wrote is called Can You Hear Me? I did write it in college. There's also a play that goes with this. And I'm going to sing it a cappella. Although when I did record it, there was a guitar, and I have a guitar, I just don't know how to play it. All right. Trapped within the chains that bind me, how can I be freed from these chains? What must I do to make you listen? Is there anyone out there? Hear me, can you hear me? Won't you listen, please listen. Can you hear me? Won't you listen to me? Must I go through all of this all alone? And why should I be the chosen one? I looked around and found no one. Please let me yell and cry. Can you hear me? Won't you listen? Please listen. Can you hear me? Won't you listen to me? Suddenly it came to me, the answer to my plea would be found within my soul. Yes, the key to set me free. Can you hear me? Won't you listen? Please listen. Can you hear me? Won't you listen to me?
Give it up again for Lisa Stachowiak. I told you, Logan. How y'all doing now? You still hanging in there? Yeah. Let's try that again. Can we how are you doing out there? Maybe y'all go out for a 2-mile run. Except for the Air Force. I think you have to go a mile or something. Next up is DeWitt Clinton, a poet, U.S. Army veteran, artillery battery in Vietnam, November 69 to January 70. He lives in Shorewood and is a emeritus professor of English at UW-Whitewater. His 2 collections of poetry are to be published in late 2018. Please welcome to the stage DeWitt Clinton.
Hello, everyone. Hi. I'm very glad to be here. I came home from Vietnam in 1970, and this is my first veteran event. So it's quite a challenge. I've been writing about war since I was in Vietnam, but I never quite went to any veteran events. So these are a few poems I've been writing over the years. This is the title poem, At the End of the War. This is a poem based on a Polish poet by the name of Wisława Słabowska. She writes a poem called The End and the Beginning. At the end of the war. We need to do something about all the lost limbs. Would someone please volunteer to search for all those lost limbs, arms, faces? We're all thirsty, yes, but does anyone know where we can find a brook, a creek that doesn't have our floating cousins? Yes, we need a morgue, but first we must find a few dogs to tell us who is beneath the stones. We know Gertrude and Maurice and maybe Alphonse, maybe more, all have to be found. Bandages, surely someone has some bandages. We want to rebuild. Does anyone have a ladder? Let's leave God out of this for a while. Let's start in the square and slowly remove what was thrown down from the sky. Who knows how to get a good weather report? Will there be good weather for tomorrow? Yes, that's a good idea. But we can always talk. There's always time to talk. We've got such a mess. Brooms. Everybody. Find all the brooms we can find. Can someone send a letter? We need to let someone know this has happened. Tomorrow we can start burning our families. Surely someone will see the smoke. Surely someone will come. I've been adapting poems of a classical ancient Chinese poet by the name of Du Fu. After watching another NCIS episode, I retreat to my office to read I Passed the Night at General Headquarters by Du Fu. Every day we receive updates on the battle for Marja. No one knows how many Taliban have dug in or died. Sometimes I wonder if I'm ever left my post, still shouldering an old M16 long out of ammo, stuck on Hill 477 in camouflage. I hate monsoons. It's peaceful where I live, by the lake, far away from sandbag bunkers. I haven't saluted an officer for years. I still call everyone sir or ma'am. I missed all the victory parades. I've thrown out all my ribbons and medals. But somewhere, Du Fu writes, the frontier pass is unguarded. And like Du Fu, I wait patiently for new orders. Remembering high beams on night commutes, I read Du Fu's Night Thoughts while traveling. At night, traveling at high speeds, I sometimes crane my neck so the moon can shine all yellowy into my old blue eyes. Moon risings are breathtaking, a relief after moving papers and students around all day. In the fall, I dread the high beams reflecting in deer's eyes, tiny moons I don't want to crash into. Du Fu writes, my poems have not made me famous, but without them, I might as well have died when NVA sappers overran our outpost, the night lit with tracer rounds, a Russian flamethrower. Su Tongpu, another classical Chinese poet, wrote, at Gold Hill Monastery, I don't ever want to return to what I would call home in the Songshan River Valley. From there I directed cannon fire on wandering NVA or VC, a few clicks from the South China Sea. On a South Florida beach, I told my wife how much a trip back would do me good. Old vets have made their way back, building schools and clinics to make something that was not there. If I ever did go back, and won't, I'd have a terrible time just trying to find which hill it was. Not ever taken tours unless you'd call a walk from one bunker to another, the next with helmet and flak jacket as a stroll. We looked to the mountains just inside Laos, so every sunset we'd climb up high on our roofs and gaze far out into political vistas, into postcard vistas, so peaceful we thought we monks might find a place to chase some peace that we all wished would find us in a way past here to somewhere where those who knew how to converse could find something each side knew how to agree around some dignitary's Parisian table. Despite all the tons of napalm dropped low for great despair, making those who were below glow like melting crispy light or Agent Orange, which ruined every range of trees so we could simply see who's on the trail. I haven't slept too well. Though all the ghosts have come to rest somewhere in the back part of what's left up here in my brain, old movies bring this all back, even though I keep loading old howitzers as if I'd never left. I may never, ever think of landing again at this old miserable monastery of men who have nothing good ever come from there. I have, though, thought of traveling back to see those spellbinding monks. 2 lighter poems. This is an interview with a ruin, and a ruin is a rock where you request secrets, or answers to secrets. Where do most poems grow? Under hate, or injustice, or regrettably to the tumbling of love and death? How do they ignite the world in the far recesses of sleep? Can any ever move a stone? Once in Ireland we've heard this, and of course, whenever we hear this, we wonder more. We've heard some lie in wait for countless years. How can this be true? Few are ever present when the two are one. Some have tried counting all of the many. Is this wise? No one has ever quantified such madness. When some fall asleep, why do so many rhyme in triplets? Some who dream this see only the desires left. Why do so many appear when one or two begin to talk? We've heard this also of some who swim near the bottoms. Most stay in inner recesses where not in use. Why is this? For if not there, where? We've not seen odes to fallen soldiers in quite some time. Can you tell us more? So many have died since the first wars. Few notice the losses and stones in neat rows replace what once was sorrow. And one last poem. Has anyone ever lost anything? Can I see a hand? Everything is kind of blurry up here. Can I see it? If you lost anything? This is a poem based on an Elizabeth Bishop poem, The Art of Losing. I wish I knew what's going on or gone, as I can't quite remember what I've been doing here with you, but I wanted very much to say, I very much wanted to drop by, but now I wonder just why I left the house for something so simple as a coffee and a bagel. And there I'm standing at the corner, at the counter, wondering, where's my billfold or even cash, driving home a back route to stay away from waiting patrol cars that just might stop me as I look just like that old guy out for a drive without the wallet or a wad of cash. But it's worse, you see. Just yesterday I left a satchel full of old snails, shells, and only later I left them on their own in the quiet dark. It's been like this for days and days. I can't remember how many days of losing keys, forgetting cash, leaving paper and pen in places I never should. But then I'm quite relieved knowing how I'll lose a lot more than just these. Or maybe not just lose, but forget that I'd better be here than without. But it's true. I'm also losing height down an inch, and I can't see all the way back to the back of the room I'm in, or gray cells which seem to be absent without any thank you or permission to leave, or friends who I can't figure out why they aren't around, or the time it used to take to run a race that far. For now, let's not appreciate the art of losing things, as Elizabeth once said, made so beautiful, as losing is a lot worse than wandering around looking for more that's missing. Thank you.
Still there for me? Yeah. Still there? Oh, let's try this. I want you to see who's louder. Navy. Marines. Coast Guard. And Army. That's what I like to hear. Next up is Pete Ruzicka and Tommy Knuth, both musicians, representing the guitars for vets. Tommy Knuth is a Vietnam veteran and works at the Zablocki chapter coordinator with Guitars for Vets. Pete Ruzicka is a military veteran and president of Guitars for Vets, a really great organization. You can check it out at guitarsforvets.org. Scott Saveco is also here. I don't hear him, sorry. Yeah. So please welcome to the stage Pete, Tommy, and Scott.
Right here in Milwaukee. Pat Netterstein, I worked at Cream City Music as a guitar teacher, and Dan Van Buskert as a former Marine. And together they found the magic to be able to reduce, the medication and get back on bearing. And from there, Guitars for Vets was born. So now we're near 100 chapters throughout the United States. And we're still growing and saving many lives. I've heard it myself. They've come to me and tell me myself. So it's a wonderful organization, and I see it doing a lot of good in the future. So help support us. We got 2 songs to do, and then we're going to have Scott do his own song he wrote. He's a former graduate from our program. To the ground. Just keep music and more. It's getting time to talk to see. I feel like knocking on every door. Knock, knock, knocking on every door. Now we got Scott singing his special song.
Yeah, this is a song I wrote for my band, The Weary World. I am a student of this program. Years ago, I came, studied under them. It was amazing to bring home the burden of an overseas deployment. The creativity that this program offers is incredibly helpful. The VA healthcare is there for you, but creative outlets are equally as important. And I'm deeply grateful to the Guitar for Vets program for introducing me to the guitar. My band, The Weary World, was formed because of my knowledge that I got here. So this is a song I wrote for my band, The Weary World, and it's called Tied in Knots. I'm talking on the phone, talking about the flesh and bone. Need this now, it's just fine. Turning water into wine, writing words no one reads. Need this now, if you please. Yellow paper says it's real. Words in boxes, great deal. Simple words, time nights. Simple pleasures soon forgot. Tour from the easy road. Traffic jam that moves too slow. Simple world, tight and nice. Simple pleasures soon forgot. Play the game without the rules. Dive into an empty pool. Read this book and sign your name. Everyone must do the same. Circles you must run around. Someone's paid to keep you down. There are watches and books. Stock misfortunes as they should. Buried in this mound of rules. It drains the life force from the pool. Simple world, tight and nice. Simple pleasures soon forgot. Detour from the easy road. A traffic jam moves too slow. Simple world, tight and nice. Simple pleasures soon forgot. Play the game without the rules. Dive into an empty pool. Bells and whistles fill the air. Noise pollution everywhere. Robots moving in a line. Windows that don't see outside. We will say that life is fair. Say this just to clear the air. Climb the ladder, wear a tie, and noose that shows no qualify. Simple world, tight and nice. Simple pleasures soon forgot. Detour from the easy road. Traffic jam that moves too slow. Simple world, tight and nice. Simple pleasures soon forgot. Play the game without the rules. Dive into an empty pool. Simple world, tight and nice. Simple pleasures soon forgot. Detour from the easy road. Traffic jam that moves too slow. Simple world, tight and nice. Simple pleasures soon forgot. Play the game without the rules. Dive into an empty pool.
Pete and Tommy from Guitars for Vets. Again, if you want more information, head out to guitarsforvets.org. We have one final performance this evening, but before I introduce them, I want you to give another round of applause for everybody you saw this evening. Last but definitely not least is Feast of Crispian. Feast of Crispian, Shakespeare with Veterans, and a non-profit organization bringing together professional actors and the text of Shakespeare with military veterans in order to teach and strengthen emotional resources that veterans may need to overcome traumatic and reintegration issues. You can learn more about them at feastofcrispian.org. Please welcome to the stage, Feast of Crispian.
A very even way, but no such friend. Yeah, man, do it. It is a man's office, but not yours.
I can love nothing in this world so much as you. Is that not strange?
As strange as the thing I'm not. If it were possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not. Yeah, why not? I confess nothing. Nor deny nothing. I'm sorry for my husband.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me. By my sword, Beatrice, I love thee.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me. I will swear by it that you love me. And I will make him eat it. And I will make him eat it. Just as I love not you. As I love not you.
Will you not eat this bird?
With no sauce that can be devised to it. With no sauce that can be devised to it. I protest I love thee. I protest I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice? What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all offense. I love you with so much of my heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that there's none left to protest.
Come, bid do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Ha! Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Terry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thy enemy?
Is he not approved? In the height of villain that has slandered, scorned, and dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man. What, bear her in hand until they come to take hands? And then, with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh, God, that I were a man. I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Claudio. Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window? A proper save?
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wrong. Sweet hero, she is wrong. She is slandered. She is undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties. Surely a princely testimony. Oh, that I were a man for his sake. Or that I had any friend that was a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies. Valor into compliment. He is not now as valiant as Hercules. That only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore,
Enough. I'm engaged. I will challenge him. I will challenge him. Go comfort your cousin. Go comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. I must say she is dead. And so farewell. And so.
Where is Malvolio? He is sad and simple. It suits well for a servant with my fortunes. Where is Malvolio?
He's coming, madam, but in very strange manner. He's surely possessed, madam.
Why? What's the matter? Does he rave?
No, madam, he does nothing but smile. Your ladyship were best to have some guard about you. If he come for sure, the man is tainted in his wits.
How now, Malvolio?
Lady, ho, ho!
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad, lady? I could be sad. It does make for some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering, but what of that? If it please the eye of one.
Why, how dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
Not dark in my mind, though yellow in my legs. It did come to his hand, and command shall be executed. And I think we all know the sweet Roman hand.
Well, thou go to bed, Malvolio.
To bed? Aye, sweetheart, I'll come to thee.
God comfort thee! Why dost thou smile so? And kiss thy hand so oft?
How do you, Malvolio?
At your request, yes. Nightingales answer daws.
Why stand you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid! Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well writ.
What meanest thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great,
Huh?
some achieve greatness,
What sayest thou?
and others have greatness thrust. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings
Thy yellow stockings,
and bid thee cross garter.
cross-gartered.
Or if not, let me see thee a servant still.
Aye, this is very midsummer madness. Good Mariah, let this fellow be looked to. Where is my cousin Toby? Have some of my people have a special care of him. I would not have him miscarry for half my dowry.
Oh, do you come near me now? No worse man than Sir Toby to come to me. This concurs directly with the letter she sent him on purpose, that I may appear stubborn to him. Why everything adheres together. No dram of a dram, no scruple of a scruple.
No obstacle.
No obstacle,
No incredulous or unsafe
no
circumstance.
incredulous or unsafe circumstance. What could be said? Nothing can come
Between me and
between me
and the full prospect of my hope.
and the full prospect of my hope. Well, Job, not I, is the doer of this. He is to be thanked.
Let's give one last huge round of applause for all of our artists. tonight is the result of months of hard work from a lot of different people. And I want to thank them and recognize them for all of the hard work that they've put into this. First, once again, to recognize our presenting sponsor, the Hervis Adam Education Foundation. Nubber Nelson and the entire team at the Milwaukee Repertory Theater, this would not be possible without them. I'd like to recognize them and give them And finally, Nancy Smith-Watson, Bill Watson, Jim Tassie, and the team at Feast of Crispian for all of their hard work as well. If you come away with anything from tonight, we hope that you come away with the recognition of the significance that arts and expression make in the lives of military veterans, generally and specifically those in our community. And also recognize how much talent veterans are contributing to our arts and our cultural community every single day. And this event is really meant to draw attention to them and to support the organizations that work every day to empower them. So all of the ticket sales from tonight, all of the donations, proceeds from the silent auction are going to support Feast of Crispian and the Wisconsin Veterans Chamber of Commerce. So we would encourage you on your way out to once again take a look at some of the artwork that is for sale, support those artists, but please consider making a contribution or making a bid on the silent auction items as you leave. We wouldn't be able to do the work that we do without the support that we get from all of you. So thank you all very much for coming, and we'll see you again next year.
Sunshine on a small town parade, celebrating me coming home today. Told a couple stories for the evening news, shook a few hands, got a few thank yous. Got to hold my baby girl for the very first time. She got her eyes like her mama's and her nose like mine. Feels good to be standing on the southern ground till the desert finds its way back around. So I fake a smile, put on a front. Can't forget these things I've done. My life has changed for Uncle Sam. This war goes on for who I am. The hell I seen just shakes me now, like the business end of that 50 cal. In a room full of people, I feel alone, just playing the part of a soldier coming home. I'm not the man I used to be, but this guy in the mirror still looks like me. It's hard to act like things ain't changed, but I'm a leading role in a make-believe game. So I fake a smile, put on a front. Can't forget these things I've done. My life has changed for Uncle Sam. This war goes on for who I am. The hell I've seen just shakes me now. The business end of that 50 cal. In a room full of people, I feel alone, just playing the part of a soldier coming home. Like the business end of that 50 cal. In a room full of people, I feel alone, just playing the part of a soldier coming home. still playing the part of a soldier coming home. Sun shining on a small town parade, celebrating me coming